Hey guys, Orly here, founder of LifeVestInside, and I want to thank each and every one of you for deciding to kick off your week with me on the weekly Kindness Kickoff with Orly, coming at you every Monday, where I do reading from my book, Kindness Boomerang, How to Save the World and Yourself through 365 Daily Acts. And then I give you, myself, and all of us out there an exciting kindness challenge based on the reading. For those of you that don't have a copy of the book and want to follow along, you could get your copy of Kindness Boomerang on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, IndieBound, iTunes, Target. Proceeds from the book go directly to LifeVestInside to help us continue to do the great things that we do. But you also have a chance to win 2 copies of the book right here every single Monday. How? Well, when you watch the Kindness Kickoff video, leave a comment, share your thoughts, share your feedback, share the act of kindness that you're hoping to do based on the kindness challenge. And at the end, or actually the beginning of every month, I'll be announcing one winner based on the comments, and that person will receive 2 copies of the Kindness Boomerang book, one for themselves and one to give forward to somebody else, someone in your life that you feel like will really, really connect with it. The book itself is broken into 365 days. For every single day of the year, there's an act, an inspirational quote, and then a short reflection on the power of paying it forward. I love hearing your thoughts, guys, so please continue to send them my way. It really means a lot to me. And for those of you out there that over this past week were celebrating holidays with your family and loved ones, I hope that you had an incredible time. I myself truly did. I was back here in New York for the week, heading back to Jerusalem tonight in just a few hours. And it was really incredible to spend time with friends and family. So going right into today's act, it's coming to us from May 4th. And the act goes as follows. Call someone you haven't spoken to in a while and let them know that you miss them. And the quote by Mark Twain, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did do. And the reflection, true friendship has a way of bridging the gap between the countless days gone by. It magically turns a long silence into nothing more than a momentary pause and fills it with laughter and shared memories. Don't allow the fear of being forgotten prevent you from picking up the phone and making an attempt to reconnect. Friendship is never about waiting for someone to make the first move. It's about taking your guard down to allow moments of deep connection to arise. Why hold on to precedents when amazing friendship hangs in the balance? You know, Mark Twain said it perfectly here. 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones that you did do. There are many reasons that people drift from one another. Friends, family, many reasons. It could be a fight. It could be that someone hurt the other person, physically, monetarily, emotionally, spiritually, whatever it may be. It could be that people simply moved to different locations, and so they drifted. They tried to stay in touch, but people drift. It could be a person moved to a new school, and so you thought you were going to be able to stay in touch with them, but then life gets in the way. Or a friend gets married and moves on and has kids, and suddenly your lives are completely different. There are many reasons why people drift. I think most of us have friends in our lives where it can go months or years without speaking, and then the minute you pick up the phone and you jump onto that call, it's as if you've never stopped talking. And those are beautiful friendships. But how do we overcome that awkwardness in the beginning? Feeling weird of, how can I possibly reach out to this person? And again, every scenario varies. When it's to do with getting into an argument with someone, it could be a lot more painful. Why? Simply because there is still emotions attached to it. Whether you think you're right, or they're right, or they think you're right, or the other way around, whatever it may be. The idea is that why do we allow the negative interactions that we have completely erase the positive interactions we've had with another person? Now, I want to put this out there as a warning. I'm not saying that every person that you've had to distance from in your life for whatever reason, you should decide this week to pick up the phone and give them a call. I'm not saying that, because there are certain cases, and every case is very different. There are certain cases where a person has a negative influence on you where you should actually be distant from them. I can't make a generalized statement here right now saying, everybody pick up the phone this week, call that person that you maybe had a hard time with. I'm not saying that. You need to be able to use your common sense and to think of if there's a reason why there is some reason to reconnect with this person. You have to ask yourself, well, why did you distance to begin with? In most situations where it's just distance because of life, because life gets in the way. Sometimes we get so afraid to pick up that phone again because, I don't want to be a burden on them, or they moved on with their life. They probably forgot about me. I don't know what they're doing right now. It's a little bit of an awkward feeling, an awkward moment. But I have to tell you, sometimes the greatest things can come from that. Just about last year, and I don't know if I've shared this story with you guys, and I'm sorry if I have, just about a year ago, a little over a year ago, right before I was making the move from New York to Jerusalem, I decided to reach back out to a few of my high school friends. Graduating high school, we were four of us girls that we were super, super close, went through college together, were there for each other when they got married. Each of them are married now with kids. Thank God, it's really beautiful. But we've distanced, or I've distanced because my life took on a bit of a different turn than theirs. And whatever reason the distancing came about, I said, I'm about to leave the place that I've lived in my whole life. I need to reach out to them. And so I reached out to one of them, and we ended up all getting together, and we went out for a dinner all together, and it was so nice. And because of that dinner, with one of those friends, I've reconnected with even more. She actually happened to have come to Israel just a few months ago for her son's bar mitzvah, and we had the opportunity to spend time together, and we're still in contact. Just about a week ago when I got here, and I didn't even know I was going to be here, it was a last-minute thing. On the first day I got here, I went to her house, knocked on her door, and surprised her to say hi to her and her kids. What's the idea? Why am I bringing this up? This is a friendship that I had since I was a little kid. I know her from when I don't know, maybe I was 6 years old. Am I going to let the fact that a little bit of distancing happened, or several months, or even a couple of years went by, stop me from picking up the phone? And because I picked up that phone, and because we reconnected, it's such a nice feeling to know that I have a friend in my life that really knows me my whole entire life. We can maybe count those people not even on one hand. So, what I ask all of you, what I challenge all of you to do, and for some of you, that might be kids that are watching this. Maybe there's a friend that you lost touch with from when you were in elementary school, or maybe you're still in elementary school, just a friend that you sort of drifted from because you're in different classes. Take the time to reach out, to reconnect, share a fun memory that you guys had at some point, and you don't know what can come from it. Now, I'm not saying it's always easy, and I'm not saying it always ends up in success, like the story I just told you. Sometimes we can reach out, and I had a friend of mine that shared with me that he reached out to somebody that he's lost touch with, a family member, and it didn't end in such a great way. That person was still super, super adamant and didn't want to connect. It's not always going to end in success, but does that mean that we shouldn't try? Remember, all that we could do is be accountable for our actions and our choices. You can't change another person, but what you can do is you could work on yourself. And maybe by them seeing that you reached out, it might look like it didn't affect them or didn't impact them, but you don't know what goes on in a person's mind, in the recesses of their mind, what might come back into their life because you reached out, what they might think about. Or maybe it will simply trigger something that will lead to them reaching out some point in the future. But just like Mark Twain says, and I'll say it again, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones that you did do. So take a chance. Reach out to someone over the course of this week that you might have lost touch with. Maybe send them a funny memory that you had together, or a picture that you stumbled on, or a video. And try and make a little bit of that connection. It might connect you to a part of yourself that you forgot about. Thank you guys so much for joining me once again for the Kindness Kickoff with Orly. I'm here every Monday. Please sign up. Do me a favor, take a moment, click on the subscribe button to show your support for the channel. I'm so excited for some of the things that we're going to be doing with LifeVestInside over the coming months. A lot of things are in the works. Working on the next music video to our song Unity, which was this past year's Worldwide Dance for Kindness song. For those of you that don't know about Dance for Kindness, check it out. It's a global flash mob that kicks off World Kindness Week, and it takes place in November. And we will be opening group leader registration shortly, where you can apply to become a group leader and lead your city in the event. Thanks once again for joining me, guys. And remember, it's kindness that keeps the world afloat. Love you all. Mwah.